Welcome on in, everybody. I recall this summer talking about what kind of Duncan Robinson we were going to have. And I remember saying that this guy went from aw shucks to no f***s. And you have to imagine Duncan Robinson, wholesome face. This man was a D3 player, transferred to Michigan. Now is sitting atop the all-time Heat three-point makes leaderboard. But did you ever picture a day where Duncan Robinson would look over to his bench with all the confidence and bravado in the world and tell them, I'm a bad motherfucker. I'm a bad motherfucker. That, to me, ladies and gents, is the Dunkyard Dog. Full transition as this man lighting it up today for the Miami Heat in this blowout win over the Chicago Bulls. It was an easy breezy one. The Miami Heat just were on fire today from the field. And Duncan Robinson, he really had it from jump in this game, because there was a point in the first quarter today, and I think it put the Heat up 10 at the time. And you're almost were thinking to yourself, oh boy, here we go. This might be another one of those. This might be one of those crazy, scramble leads. But instead, they kind of just kept it going, trudging along. And Heat were, Haywood Highsmith, he rips Kobe White. It was like candy from a baby. And Heat, they're just passing it all around. Down. End of the shot clock. Duncan Robinson, fade away. Bang! Hits it. And he was off to the races today. Duncan Robinson, 22 points today, 6 of 9 from downtown. Nice. And this man has just been a menace. He has been doing it all. He has been just absolutely thrilling to watch on that court. First quarter for the Miami Heat. Rest of the way, it was a lot of Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler got off to a great start in this game. Skyhook called that one. Jimmy Butler was doing fantastic work against his former franchise today. Then you get to the second quarter, and Miami was just really holding strong. This was the starting point today of what was a great game from Triple J. Jaime Jaquez Jr. Hype time! Just doing it all, man. He had his three-point shot working today. Man, it's been like 30%, on the season so far, like 32% so far on the season. And Jaime Jaquez this man was a menace. He was hitting that shot from the corner. Jimmy and Jaime loves finding that connection in the corner. But this man today was very, very confident in his shot. It just looks polished. We always know, not your typical rookie, all that stuff that's been said about him. But the trust his teammates have in him today. He was a team best plus 24 on the court today. Was just marvelous. And, it just either whether it goes to the drive to the basket or the footwork on those short little jumpers that he has on guys defending him, he just seems to have such a comfort. I mean, baller. Every time he steps onto that court, you feel confident that the rookie is going to do something sensational. And that's what you got. You got it from both UCLA Bruins today, because Kevin Love in this second quarter today, who was in a bit of a slump ski with his three-point shot, not in the second quarter. He hit 3 from downtown to give the Heat their double-digit space going into halftime, and was huge in that regard. So you knew you were going to get a storm. Bulls, they're a very good second-half team, and of course Zach LaVine, he's going to come, try and light it up. Again, he's probably going to try and go out there flirting to him, DeRozan, Caruso. They all want to get on the Miami Heat, so they're all trying to have their big-time performances. So LaVine, he comes out of halftime. He's lighted up, but Bam, this is about the time where Bam Adebayo was like, that's enough of that. You get a little Euro step and one from Bam Adebayo. He was going after Vucevic. Then we started seeing Haywood Highsmith get into the game. It was a bit of a quiet start for him today. He was ripping Kyle Caruso. There was a point where it was Haywood Highsmith gets the rip. Kevin Love tries to get down to Triple J. He goes to Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler goes to the line. And he just always felt themselves in a very safe space. I mean, they were very, very great from the field today. 50% from the field. One of their best three-point shooting games of the season. Hit 17. I believe that is a season high for them. They were 49% from three-point land today and was just very confident. Big night from downtown from Jaime, big night from downtown from Duncan Robinson, got a couple from Kyle Lowry, got a couple from Jay Rich, and then we mentioned Kevin Love earlier on. So the shooters were out today for the Heat. And then we're doing big-time things to get them in position to pull this game away. Jimmy Butler and Jaime Jaquez Jr., that was just a connection that is a beautiful thing to see and a beautiful thing to develop. And what Jaime is putting together for this team, it's just been unbelievable to watch. And then there was a point, you get to the fourth quarter, you're like, all right, Heat, they're up 12. How are they going to maintain this lead? They've had some of their struggles in the fourth quarter this year. We saw this in the last game. Can they bounce back? And they did in a big, big way. Duncan Robinson right out of the gate, another three-point shot. Then Jaime Jaquez, you saw just a beautiful job. Forced a turnover, moving his feet. And then Heat get the ball. Caleb Martin misses a three. Jaime Jaquez right there for the rebound. Boop, boop. Little dish to Bam Adebayo. Thunderous slam for Bam to put the Heat up by 15 at that point. Duncan Robinson would then come out. He'd hit a three-point shot. He would have their biggest lead. They really would never look back from this point. Bam, he'd keep his 20-point streak going. Jay Rich and Duncan Robinson were hitting some bombs. And then I think the last highlight of the day, you had Duncan Robinson once again pulling out the Smitty, finding Jaime Jaquez for a slam. Gives you the little flex. Duncan Robinson, moments beforehand, was telling the bench, I'm a bad. Well, I said it earlier in the show. I don't no need to get grotesque with the profanities. You hyenas with your potty mouths. You guys want me to curse willy-nilly. But it was a really, really full effort today for the Heat to improve to 9-5 on the season. And this road trip, which you knew was going to be a challenge, they end up splitting the games in Chicago. And now move on to Cleveland for what should be the rematch with Max Strus. But a great full-time performance today. Especially offensively from your Heat. They really did a lot of great things in this Bulls team, which, yeah, is a bit of disarray for sure. But you did not allow any of those guys, Levine, DeRozan, to really get fully cooking. I mean, it was interesting that in the first half, DeRozan and Levine took like 7 shots. Sometimes it feels like those guys are showing up to work and they're sleepwalking, and you can see how talented they are offensively for sure, but I don't know what there's a reason why the buzzards are circling around that team, and everybody's wondering, like, when are they going to blow things up and go in another direction. But for today, the thing that you have to be very, very pleased with is the job from Duncan Robinson. He's been amazing. Has provided everything and more in Tyler Hero's absence. To which, when Tyler comes back, the kind of sniping these teams are going to have, this duo is going to have together, should be incredible. But it's been a wild thing to see for him, where he's not just this great shooter anymore. And yes, we've talked about the bag being out, and we've talked about, he can do a lot of things, and that's just a credit to Duncan Robinson. But you could also just tell that this is a man who has been through the ups and downs of a basketball life. And it just feels like he's playing with more confidence than he ever has played with, and more of a bravado than he ever has played with. And as far as the rookie is concerned, Jaime Jaquez Jr., my God, I mean, like, to get this from him in this first dozen-plus games has been incredible. He is just such a fun basketball player to watch. He not only seems, wise beyond his NBA experience, which is obvious, but just he's between the footwork and the hustle and just always seeming to make the right play. And then you see the athleticism, and now you see the three-point shot starting to come to work. He's a fun basketball player to watch, man, and it's an exciting thing to see. There's nothing like this Heat team that had a lot of they had some losses, and we'll see one of them coming up in Max Strus, but they feel like they've made up for that and then some with the resurgence of Duncan Robinson, and of course the emergence of Jaime Jaquez Jr., who were prevalent in this win tonight against the Chicago Bulls.